I like pairing composers that, are not always obvious pairs. And I sort of like to think of it as like a posthumous conversation between two composers that I like a lot. And in this case, obviously they're centuries apart, but I do feel that they have a lot in common because they both, for me, have a very specific kind of humor that is really quite different from the humor of, say, other composers. And that part appealed to me a lot in specific pieces, namely the concertos, the piano concertos of Haydn and Ligeti's piano concerto, which is one of my favorite contemporary pieces. What sort of started this whole idea for me was a solo piece by Haydn, actually, a capriccio, which has a subtitle, "It Takes 8 to Castrate a Boar." And and nobody really knows where that comes from. I'm not making this up. And they think it's a folk song, but they're not sure. And I was thinking, who else in music history would appreciate humor like that? And I thought Ligeti would probably be a good match for that kind of very, very sardonic humor, which I think is really true. I mean, I think there's a lot of humor in Ligeti's music. I mean, we're associated with very complex rhythms and very cruel demands on instrumentalists, which, let's face it, yes, that's there too. But I think that one of the great things about Ligeti is that he doesn't really take everything so seriously. I mean, he takes his music very seriously, and yet he doesn't take the world too seriously. And so I think that's an interesting combination, very, very successful combination. And I think the same with Haydn. I think he always looks at things. There's always humor involved, and then once you pass the humor, there is the more serious aspect of things. I mean, there is great sincerity beyond the humor. It's not just about being funny, of course. But I do find that element of humor, very important to both Ligeti's music and Haydn's music, in ways that are different from other composers.